The Cleveland Browns quarterback room is in chaos like never before. The 2025 season started with 4 QBs in camp, dramatic mid-season trades of veterans Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco, and left the team banking on 2 rookies, Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. Week 11 turned the controlled development plan upside down when Gabriel exited with a concussion, thrusting Sanders into his first NFL action, a disastrous 4 of 16 performance that instantly ignited a high-stakes QB battle. Now, with Week 12 looming, Sanders could earn his first start, turning this rookie competition into a multi-million-dollar audition. Who will survive the pressure and emerge as Cleveland's future? The clock is ticking, and every play matters. At number 1, we begin with collegiate pedigree and draft capital. The quarterback competition in Cleveland gains its shape from the drastically different college paths of Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, creating 2 unique rookie identities heading into training camp. Gabriel's story revolves around unmatched experience, durability, and polished decision-making earned through 6 seasons across 3 major programs. His 64 appearances and 63 starts form the largest workload by any FBS quarterback in history, giving him exposure to endless defensive schemes and live game situations. That enormous volume molded a veteran-like processor who rarely gets confused by pressure looks or late rotations. His production backs up that experience, finishing near the top of NCAA record books in passing yards, total yards, and touchdowns while maintaining an elite efficiency rating that never dipped over time. His final campaign at Oregon showcased near-perfect command of a timing offense, completing nearly 73% of his throws with remarkable accuracy and poise. Cleveland's decision to invest a 3rd-round pick reflects belief in his readiness to handle NFL complexities immediately, reinforcing the perception that Gabriel enters the building as the high-floor stabilizer engineered for structural reliability. Meanwhile, Sanders arrives with a very different arc: dominance at multiple levels, elite efficiency, incredible highlights, but an unexpected slide into the 5th round that gives Cleveland a potential steal. His resume includes explosive production at Jackson State, exceptional accuracy against Power 5 defenses, and a 74% completion season that placed him among the most efficient passers in modern college football. Yet questions about mechanics, processing speed, and habits formed behind a weak offensive line contributed to his fall on draft day. This contrast sets the stage for a compelling dynamic: a polished processor versus a gifted playmaker with untapped ceiling. At number 2, we shift to the clutch factor and intangibles. The true separation between these 2 rookies emerges when examining how each handled chaos, momentum swings, and game-deciding moments during their college careers. Shedeur Sanders built a reputation for composure rarely seen in young quarterbacks, thriving in hostile environments and delivering explosive plays in razor-tight contests. His unforgettable 510-yard masterpiece against TCU and his miracle 98-yard drive versus Colorado State demonstrated a quarterback who refuses to panic, even when protection collapses or stakes reach their peak. Statistical evaluation supports this narrative. Sanders consistently graded higher under duress, maintained elite efficiency in second halves and overtime periods, and showcased an internal clock that balances risk and reward to maximize big play potential. His extended time to throw, though occasionally dangerous, reflects a confidence in play extension rather than hesitation. Gabriel's strengths under pressure operate differently. Rather than relying on improvisation, he eliminates chaos through rapid recognition and lightning-fast release, executing the system with precision to neutralize pass rush threats. His 2.74-second average delivery speed is a crucial asset behind Cleveland's uncertain offensive line, reducing sack exposure and maintaining rhythm within Kevin Stefanski's structure. Gabriel's track record against blitz packages, highlighted by a 72.5% completion mark and near-flawless turnover ratio at Oregon, reveals a quarterback who thrives in structured conflict rather than broken plays. He creates stability. Sanders manufactures magic. This distinction fuels the Browns' dilemma: trust a disciplined operator who reinforces the offensive design, or elevate a dynamic creator capable of rescuing plays when protection breaks down. The pressure-performance divide could ultimately determine who wins Cleveland's starting job. At number 3, we enter the current crucible. The ongoing quarterback debate in Cleveland has intensified as live NFL reps have revealed exactly where Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders currently stand, exposing strengths, weaknesses, and contrasting developmental needs. Gabriel's time under center has offered stability, but also highlighted a restrictive ceiling that limits offensive explosion. His 1-4 record, paired with a conservative 5.0 yards per attempt and sub-60% completion rate, reflects a quarterback operating within strict boundaries designed to avoid mistakes rather than push the ball downfield. This restrained approach, once considered a temporary bridge, is now drawing heavy criticism from analysts who argue that Cleveland's attack feels predictable and overly cautious. Reports from insiders describe mounting frustration over Gabriel's rigid game manager identity, especially after the London loss, where the offense failed to close out the game. Yet Stefanski continues to favor Gabriel's risk-averse nature, praising his ability to avoid turnovers even when production stalls. On the opposite side of the spectrum, Sanders' brutal statistical debut has become one of the most misunderstood storylines in the league. His 4-for-16 performance and 13.5 rating were undeniably alarming, but stemmed from catastrophic preparation circumstances. Sanders had taken 0 first-team practice reps, spent the year running scout team concepts unrelated to the Browns' actual offense, and entered mid-game with linemen unfamiliar with his cadence. His receivers had no timing chemistry with him, protection was disjointed, and Baltimore's defense capitalized on every miscue. Wyatt Teller's admission that the line needed halftime tutoring on Sanders' snap rhythm illustrates the structural meltdown surrounding him. Therefore, the failure says more about organizational decisions than about Sanders himself. This contrast, Gabriel's controlled floor versus Sanders' chaotic debut, now fuels one of the most heated debates in Cleveland's recent history. At number 4, we dive into organizational fit and the Stefanski factor. The Browns' quarterback competition cannot be understood without examining Kevin Stefanski's influence, as his philosophical preferences and long-term strategy have become the epicenter of ongoing controversy. Stefanski has repeatedly demonstrated unwavering loyalty to Dillon Gabriel, announcing him as the starter each week with unusual speed despite uneven performances. This commitment is deeply rooted in schematic priorities rather than personal bias. Gabriel's quick 2.74-second release aligns perfectly with the rhythm-based passing structure Stefanski installs, protecting the offense from pressure behind an inconsistent line and ensuring stable play sequencing. By favoring Gabriel, the coaching staff minimizes volatility and keeps turnover risk low, which has become their foremost objective after years of instability at the position. However, this approach also delays Sanders' opportunity. By design, Cleveland appears to be intentionally shielding the high-upside rookie until he receives a full week of starter reps and a tailored game plan crafted around his strengths. This is asset protection, not neglect. The front office understands that exposing Sanders too early, especially with his longer 3.09-second time to throw and the current state of the offensive line, risks reinforcing the same habits critics flagged during the draft process. Yet this strategy has attracted intense media fire, with commentators accusing Stefanski of mishandling Sanders or displaying favoritism toward Gabriel. Some have even floated narratives of hidden agendas, including claims from Cam Newton suggesting Stefanski does not want Sanders to thrive. These emotional takes ignore the technical reality. Gabriel fits the system today, while Sanders represents the future, one that requires proper grooming to avoid the pitfalls that have derailed talented prospects in the past. The organizational goal is long-term success, even if the short-term optics fuel controversy. At number 5, we reach the prognosis and strategic recommendation. The direction of Cleveland's quarterback battle now hinges on the pivotal Week 12 outcome, creating one of the most consequential evaluation periods in recent franchise memory. Dillon Gabriel's return from concussion protocol will dictate whether the Browns continue with their preferred short-term stabilizer or finally hand Shedeur Sanders the one opportunity he has yet to receive, a fully tailored start. Stefanski has made it clear that Gabriel remains his immediate choice, reinforcing the organization's reliance on rhythm passing and mistake-free football. Yet if Gabriel is unable to suit up, Sanders steps into a career-defining moment against the Raiders, marking the first time all season he will operate with a complete week of first-team reps, a customized script, and a protection plan designed around his strengths. This matchup becomes the truest measurement of his developmental trajectory, providing Cleveland with the only valid sample to judge whether Sanders can evolve into the franchise's future centerpiece. Long-term strategy becomes even more complex when examining ceiling projections. Gabriel's efficiency, safe decision-making, and structured execution offer a dependable baseline, but his limited arm strength and low yards per attempt suggest a profile more suited for a transitional role than a true playoff-caliber leader. Sanders, by contrast, carries the profile of a potential franchise changer. Elite accuracy in college, higher pressure performance, and proven resilience in high-stakes moments. Unlocking that upside requires growth in pocket speed, improved timing, and disciplined mechanics. Yet the payoff could be transformative. Both rookies provide tremendous economic value under their current contracts, giving the Browns rare flexibility to invest in premium positions across the roster. The Browns' rookie QB battle isn't just about 2025. It's a fight to protect their 2026 draft capital. Gabriel must push the offense vertically, while Sanders needs to turn his college boys into NFL production. If neither rises, the Browns could be forced to gamble with 2 first-round picks next year. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.